loves! So I'm back with part 2 of my Disney Princess series. Thank you guys so much for all your sweet words and all your support on the Jasmine tutorial. I was having, you know, thoughts about whether or not this is something you guys would enjoy as much as I did, and I'm glad you did enjoy it. So here's part 2. I'm going to go on to do Ariel this week. I'll link down the Jasmine tutorial if you haven't seen it and you want to check it out. But yeah, Ariel's up this week, and let's just get started. I already have my face on, and the foundation is the one I was testing out earlier in a video that I posted earlier this week, and it's the Urban Decay Naked Foundation. If you haven't checked it out, I'll link it, and you can have a look at my final thoughts on it. But yeah, I just, it's all that's on my face. I filled in my eyebrows a little bit, but let's do the rest of the face together. So I'm going to start, as always, by priming my eyelids, and I'm going to use the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And we are going to use a more neutral color on the eyes, which is, again, why I'm going with this guy and not something with a little more color to it. So just prime away. It is so cold outside. I can't even explain it to you. It's -40, which I don't have to, Celsius, which I don't even have to do the conversion to Fahrenheit, because when it gets this cold, it actually evens out. So imagine how cold -40 is. And the kicker in Calgary is that it gets to this cold, but the sun is shining, and so you know that it's not for lack of sunshine that there's no heat. It's like the wind and just the cold air that's what's making us freeze. Okay, so once we've laid that base, I'm going to go in with my True White. It's Pure White. I call it True White all the time. A Chromographic pencil from MAC. And I'm just going to put that all over my eyes and rub it in to give ourselves a base. It helps those lighter colors pop. And I intensify every time we're talking about the eyes and I try to use the word intensify. I say I intensify. Can we just make up a new word? Does anyone mind? Because I wear my big glasses on top of my face, I guess, on top of my eye looks, it does create a decent amount of shadow, and so I feel that, like, especially with the Jasmine look, like I filmed it for you guys and it looked totally wearable. And it was, but as soon as I put my glasses on top, it didn't pop quite as much. So at least for me, when I try to do my makeup for my own self, I guess, I do really want to make the colors pop extra so that they'll show up underneath my glasses. Okay, so once that's all done and you look a little bit like Casper, I'm going to go in with my Guerlain Rue de Sevres palette. And the colors that I show you in these tutorials are not necessarily the ones that you have to use. Like, you don't have to go and get this particular palette to do this look. You can do it with any similar colors you have. I just use what's in front of me, right? So I am going to start with a crease, and we're going to do it a little bit softer. So we'll use like a big fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to use the like, not the darkest color, but the color sort of in the bottom right here, and put that all over. And then use it in my crease just lightly to define it a little bit. And again, these looks aren't like, I'm not trying to look exactly like Ariel, because I don't know, because that's not the look I'm going for. It looks sort of inspired by her feel, her colors, and what have you. So just sort of my take on it. If you guys recreate either this similar look or a look that you guys got inspired to do because of one of the princesses, please tag me in those. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. And I know Miss Lydia's been great about sending me pictures, and it always cheers my day, so thank you again for doing that. It's really fun to see what you guys come up with too. So using like a big fluffy brush as opposed to like a little crease brush, which I usually use, is something new to me, but I've been really liking it. It's a nice way to get a diffused sort of crease color. It's not as intense. You're not there blending quite as long, which is really lovely. So definitely a great way to do a sort of a softer crease. And then I'm just going to go back because this side looks a little bit deeper, so I'm just going to make sure that they match, and if I have to add a little more color, I will do that. Okay, and with that done, I'm going to then go in with this lighter color up here, the sort of whitish one, on a 217, and pack that onto the lid and blend it out. So I have been looking for a matte sort of beigey color in terms of like an eyeshadow, and I thought Naked Pigment would be it, but then I went in and swatched it. Naked Pigment still has a lot of shimmer to it, but I just want like a nice, a nice like beige matte that I could use all over. I don't know why, that's what I've decided I want, but I can't find anything that I like. So if you guys have any suggestions, could you please leave those down in the comment section for me? Help me out, that would be greatly appreciated. I'm having a hard time finding something in that color that isn't a shimmer, so I would love your suggestions. Okay, and so once that's nice and blended, I'm going to take this middle shade, this beautiful turquoise, and pop that in the inner third of my eye. And yeah, it is this is actually the beigey color does translate, or the silvery color, like the one all over my lids, does translate quite well with just a primer. It doesn't usually need a white base, but this one I've been having trouble getting to like really stand out, so we're gonna hope that that base helped it. You know what? Let's get some Fix Plus. That might actually help a little more. Hold on. Oh, this is messy. People should not give me access to things that are this messy. But here we go. I swear, you guys, the amount of damage, not like damage, but like mess I can create is ridiculous. Oh yeah, you guys see how that pops so much better? Yeah, so just like anything you have, any water-based spray, or even if you want to just wet your brush with a little bit of water, not too much that you're going to soak it, but that'll really intensify any colors you're having trouble with. And then I am just going to go back with that 217 and blend it all out, just to make sure that we don't have any harsh lines. And it's all nice and smooth. And I think you guys know this about me, but I'm not a huge eyeshadow palette girl. I like my makeup to be used, and I know I'm never going to use everything, but I don't like to buy a palette where I'm just only going to use a couple shades. I'd rather buy just the ones I want. The exception to the rule is my Illamasqua palette, because I use all the shades. It's in my Dreaming of Summer tutorial that I can link down below. And then this palette, which is expensive, I did actually buy it when I was traveling at duty free or something. The colors are a nice mix of matte and shimmers. Like the darker colors are matte, whereas these two are, and the packaging is gorgeous. It is pricey, but if there's sort of like a piece you want to save up for and splurge on, I would recommend the Guerlain 6 palettes. They're lovely little, like they're beautiful pieces for those of you that like really admire makeup as like a piece in a collection, but they're also really gorgeous shades to use. Okay, just a little tiny bit of shimmer. I'm gonna use my Benefit little highlighter, and I am actually gonna use it on my finger today, just to give it like a more sheer application, because there's so much shimmer happening on my eyes. I don't want anything too intense. With that done, I am going to line my eyes. I'm going to use a brown liner. I have is Coffee by MAC, and I'm just going to line my lower lash line and then my upper lash to really make my lashes pop. And I have noticed such a huge difference on days when I don't line my upper lash line. Like my lashes just look so much sadder. Do you guys see that difference between lining it and not? Like it's not a replacement for mascara, but it just really helps give them that volume. And I have been hating on my lashes pretty hard this week. I just want something like, I feel like they just look really sparse and not sort of thick enough, but this trick has been helping definitely tons. So I'm just gonna do the same thing as the other eye. So I just, I feel like my under eyes are a little bit empty. So I'm just gonna take what's left on my 239, which is the color, that turquoise color that I use, and just run that really gently underneath just to give it a little bit of something. We are gonna line our upper, like I'm gonna wing out with some liquid liner. So I don't want anything too heavy down here, but just a little bit of something. Okay, so I'm gonna get brave and do something I haven't done on camera yet, which is try to line my eyes with my liquid liner on camera. And Lydia, I hope you know this because I love you very much that I am getting this brave, but here goes. Please be kind to everyone. I always thought, I still to this day have trouble with liquid liner. I love the way that it looks with a nice wing. I'm a mess at doing it and it stresses me out. I always thought that I didn't used to use liquid liner, and I just sort of sometimes use a little bit of a pencil and that was it. And I thought that the next step up would be like a felt tip pencil and not like a liquid liner, but I was wrong. I couldn't get it done with a felt tip and it was driving me crazy. And so I was talking to one of my friends who used to work at MAC, and she's a trained makeup artist. She was telling me that honestly, pencils aren't your best bet. A really lovely liquid liner with a nice short small brush on the end will help you immensely, and it is just a matter of practice, and no one gets it perfect, even the pros, every single day. So you just have to be really careful with yourself with it. Take it slow, and get a mirror with really good magnification. I'm gonna try to show you what I do. We'll see how well it translates on camera. But again, my trick is I have my mirror, I'm gonna turn it to the like 10 times magnification side. This guy has a really short brush, I'll show you in a second. And then I start, so I'll look down into the mirror so that you can have the most free eyelid space. I'm trying to tell you this now because I won't be able to talk to you while I'm trying to line them. But you want to look down into the mirror this way so that you free up as much space. Because if you're looking like straight on, there's no space there, right? So you look down into it. And then start with your flick. Start in the middle of your eye. Flick out and then sort of bring it back down and fill it in. I'll try to show you in action and we'll see how that works out. So this is the brush that I was telling you about. You do want to wipe off any excess, and then I'm taking my mirror really close to my face. Let's just make sure you guys can still see, looking down into it. And like I said, you'll start midway. Line and then flick, and then bring that tip back in. Hope you guys can see that. Do you guys see? And then you fill it in. And I found that it's better to go in with a little bit less on your brush and have to re-dip than have your brush be too heavy with product. And then your lines aren't quite as clean. And then you do want to try to line all the way in, but the line should get sort of smaller, like not as thick up, the further you get into your eye. The further you get towards the inner corner of your eye. And this may not be as much of a challenge for those of you that aren't blind without glasses. I mean, this is not something you can do with glasses on, right? So, but yeah. That's sort of how it's done. I have a little more trouble with my left eye, so if it gets cut out in editing, it's because you can't see anything while my mirror is up here. But I'm going to do it on camera and see if I can use any of that footage. And really you do, especially when you're flicking back in, you let that brush do most of the work for you. And it will be very hard to get it to look perfect when you're this close to your mirror. I will sort of see it at this angle really close up to my mirror and think, oh my gosh, this looks horrible. I can't go out like this. I should wipe my eyes. And then as soon as I put on my glasses and look at it just in a normal focus, it does look fine. And no one is actually going to be as close to you as you are with a mirror in front of your face. So even if it's not perfect, it is usually still fine to go out in. And then the last trick, especially if you're someone like me with longer lashes, is line your upper waterline. So that's what I did before with a pencil, just because otherwise you get like the color of the flesh underneath and then that black line, and that contrast isn't the greatest. So okay, so I hope that helped Lydia or anyone else sort of curious. They're definitely not perfect, but as always, it's a work in progress, and there are good days and bad days, but that's sort of the way I do it. And my biggest tip is just be patient with yourself, and it'll get done. Don't you worry. Let's add some mascara. I'm gonna still use my Benefit They're Real. I thank you for Ellen. They did the Rocket, the Rocket mascara by Maybelline. That one is next on my list to try out. If anyone else has any other suggestions, please let me know. I did get a Tarte mascara sample, I forget, at some point when I was at Sephora. So I think that's the next one I'll actually review on camera, just because it's a little sample and those never last me too long anyway, so I don't worry about opening them in conjunction with my full-size mascara. I make no sense, you guys. But yeah, let me know if there are any other mascaras that you recommend or you'd like me to try out. Please and thank you. Okay, so I went in and finished up my face. So I used my NARS Guy Bourdin palette. I used Laguna as a light contour, Devotee, which is that, or Devotee, which is that one sort of white color highlighter as a highlight, and Super Orgasm, which is the shade, the top right of the palette, as a blush on the top parts of my cheek, like the back parts of my cheek. I found that when I use too much shimmer, on the apples of my cheek, it just really brings out those pores. So what I have been playing with is the idea, and what I actually tried out today. I thought about it this week because I wasn't wearing too much face makeup, but I played with it today and I like the result. So I'll use that shimmering shade just on the backs of my cheek, and then on the apples of my cheek to give them a little bit of color, especially with a lip this intense. I used Makeup Store's A Touch of Peach. That's what it's called. A Touch of Peach blush on the apples just to give them a little bit of a color. You could definitely just do the backs of the cheek. You don't have to do both, or you could not be like me when needing 1,000 different products, and you could just do matte blushes, and then that won't emphasize your pores too much. On my lips, which is on my teeth now, lovely, is my Dior lipstick in 638, which is a beautiful, almost like Max Lady Danger. I love Dior lipsticks. Anyways, so that is my finished look. Let me know what you think, or which princess I should do next down below. Again, send me pictures, tag me in pictures that you guys do where you try this out. And before this video turns into a short movie, let's leave you with my 3 points of positivity. The first is quite simply the smell of clean laundry. I hate doing laundry, but it's always really nice to like take them right out of the dryer and they just have that clear laundry smell. I love it. It's awesome. It's something simple that makes me happy. The second was having lunch at Subway yesterday. Yeah, I'm that cool. I don't know what it is, but there's something about the salads that they make that is amazing. It's like, I feel like I'm being healthy, but it's also super yummy. And for anyone that sort of works a 9-to-5 job, you know that it can get monotonous sometimes, and things like lunch, even if you don't work a 9-to-5 job, let's just be honest, a good lunch can make your day. So yeah, we're just gonna go with that. And then my third point of positivity has definitely got to be my sweet friend Jasmine here on YouTube. I'll link her channel down below. I was just watching one of her videos last week, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she like mentions me and how much she loves watching my videos, and that she bought one of those Revlon lip sticks, or the matte lip balms, or whatever they call them, like the chubby stick, based on my recommendation. Do you see how I can't let go of lipstick because I love it so much? Anyways, and it was really warmed my heart. I still have these moments when like I look at how many views some of these videos get, or the comments that I get, and because it's all in cyberspace, sometimes it's easy to detach yourself and not really think about what it means to have other people all over the place sort of engaging with you and asking questions and getting things on recommendations, and it's really, I don't know, it's really heartwarming. Anyways, so those are my 3 points of positivity. Let me know what you guys are grateful for. As always, I send you tons and tons and tons of love. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And let me just leave you by reminding you that life is just too short to wear boring lipstick. Bye, guys.